How many percent of the
Ester.
drugs?
9%.
Oh.
Enrique, can you speak to what you were talking about in the lab about how your product's positioned where most can't duplicate it, or it's very hard to duplicate, and the relationship, the
Sure.
MIT lab, I think it's really important for all to hear.
The development of esters are something that nature makes. An ester is the smallest molecule that we know commercially available. I mean, obviously there's micros and things like that you'd be in a microscope. But an ester is, there are millions of esters from different, and they go from very low molecular weight to extremely high molecular weight. And that means if you had the exponent, it would be a 16 and a 4,000. So molecular weight has a lot to do with what the molecule looks like. The molecules that we use are very, very small, and particularly the one that is the lubricating molecule it looks like those jacks that children play with.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It has 4 legs, a head and 3 legs actually. It looks like a jack. And what happens is when you have metal is porous. Nothing in this world is completely sealed. So although we don't think it's porous, we think it's not porous, but it is very porous. And our esters would not fit inside that structure. They wouldn't be able to penetrate. When someone says it penetrates metal, that's not true. When you spray paint a car, there's metal underneath and you have spray paint on top of it.
Right.
The paint is not inside the metal. The paint is on the surface. They use a surfactant liquid which removes the surface tension. That way there's nothing between the paint and the metal, so it just stays there. But if you want to take paint off of a car, you can scrape it off and it comes off, and the paint has not penetrated the metal. Because the paint molecule is this big and the hole is this big, so it can't get in. Oil is the same thing. Oil molecule is this big, so it doesn't penetrate the metal. It's just there on the surface. A lot of us have heard that oil is a lubricant, but it is really not a lubricant inside of an engine. That's not what oil is used for. Oil is used to remove heat from the inside of a friction. It takes the heat out of the inside because it doesn't lubricate anything. Lubricant means, in chemical terms, a lubricant is a soap. A soap agent is what it is. And the reason soap works because soap is an ester. Okay? Dirt does not go in your hands. When you have dirty hands, the dirt isn't inside your skin. It's on the surface. So you use soap and you wash it, the little esters get in between your skin and the dirt and it falls off. That's how soap works. That's how esters work. That's how Ethos works. One of those little legs of that little jack guy is small enough, just the leg, to go in the lattice. So it goes along, happily walking along the metal, and it trips, and one of its legs falls in the hole. Then something comes by and takes it away, but that leg gets broken off and it's in there. So it continuously fills the lattice. That's why you have to have it always in the oil and in the fuel.
And what are those holes called again, Enrique? What do you call them?
It's a lattice.
Lattice?
Lattis.
And it's caused by.
Lattice is the structure of metal. You have all the molecules of metal like this, and they're obviously three-dimensional, and they're all connected in all directions. That's what metal lattice looks like. That's what a piece of metal looks like under a microscope. Okay? Did I miss anything?
I usually do.
So they're perfectly well connected. Oil molecule is this big and fit, but our little three-legged guy, this leg and we have molecules along here in different chains. They fit in here. This leg breaks off in here, and it can fit in here. This doesn't. And this is, the lattice work is what, everything is formed on a lattice. If you, wood looks like this. That would be the lattice of wood, very porous.
Yeah, okay.
The reason metal is so electrically conductive, this, in wood, you might have these connected, but you don't have this one connected to this one, or this one connected to this one. Metal, everything is connected in all directions. That's why it's so electrically conductive. You put electricity charge here, and you get an immediate electricity charge here.